Alright, sorry. My controller's been being fucking weird for the past couple days, so bear with me. Why is that also happening? Hold on. Okay, that's better. Well, good. Everything's good, I think. Aside from my shitty audio, I guess. We're just, again, we have to kind of deal with that for now. But, yeah. First of all, sorry for the controller issues. I don't know what's happening. It was working fine, and then all of a sudden, it just doesn't want to work properly. Now, you could beg the question of, why don't I just use batteries rather than plugging it in all the time? I get it, you know, but I don't want to keep putting in batteries every couple days, because that is pretty expensive, so... But I might have to start doing that, because I've tried different controllers, that doesn't work. I think it's the cable that I have. Issue is, I don't actually have another USB... micro USB, I think this is what this one is. Like the old-fashioned USBs. Because now we have USB-C, right? Am I crazy? I think it's C. But yeah, I think it's just the cable itself rather than the controllers, because I tried using other controllers, so bear with me as I try to find the proper angle for that. We're going to be focused more on talking this video anyways, for like, I don't know, a little bit. I probably won't be playing very much, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, I said I was going to do this video yesterday. Sorry, shit happens. That's also why I'm, like, not level 30 yet, you know, shit to do sometimes. But if you're going to enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe over on YouTube if you are new. I'm trying to get to 1K so I can earn ad revenue again, because I haven't been getting paid off making content for like 7 years out of the 12 years I've been doing this. So please, let's make that happen. Regardless, if you like Call of Duty or not, you could disagree with my opinion, I guess, but you might like the other type of content I've been doing. And everyone over on Kick, please follow and subscribe as well if you are new. And yeah, I'm just going to be talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 7, giving my opinions, my thoughts, my reviews, my issues, my pros and cons kind of thing, you know. I don't actually have anything written down, so this is going to be very raw, if you will. It's going to be some raw shit going on, so bear with me. For anyone that doesn't want to watch the entire video, I'm just going to summarize things very quickly for you, okay? Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Is it worth your money? Should you get it? Or is it okay if you miss out on it? My final thoughts right now are, if you're looking for a fresh feeling Call of Duty, something new, something, you know, a little crazy, then no, this is not for you. If you're someone that likes just Call of Duty in general, I think it's a pretty good Call of Duty game. To be honest, gives me a lot of Black Ops 3 vibes with the movements. It's very fast. A lot of the guns feel good. A lot of the like equipment feels good. There's a new like upgrade system for your equipment, which I think was very much needed. You know, in terms of Call of Duty on its own, it's good. It's Call of Duty, okay? But if you're looking for like something new and fresh, this ain't it. Literally nothing is really new. There's like a new zombies perk and like a couple new items you can use, but other than that, nothing. It's still Call of Duty at the end of the day, so if you're looking for something crazy, this is not for you. So that's my very quick rundown of my opinion on this. And I'm giving this opinion based on just the game on its own, as it stands, okay? I'm not going to be talking about like Activision as a company and all the stuff that they do and like Treyarch and all that stuff. I'm not going to be talking about any of that. I'm looking at this at face value. This is what the product they're coming out with, and I'm giving my opinion on it. I'm going to be giving my opinion on multiplayer and zombies. I probably should start with zombies, but I'm not going to. So yeah, that's my basic rundown of my opinion. Very simple. It's Call of Duty at the end of the day. It's not bad. It's nothing like super out of this world. It's Call of Duty. right now, so, you know, base that how you want to, I guess. Is it better than Black Ops 6? In my opinion, yeah. Graphically, it's better. The movement's better. Everything just feels better than did Black Ops 6. Just visually and physically. So if that's the kind of opinion you're looking for, I think it's better. I was super hyped up for Black Ops 6. You guys remember that? We played a lot of Black Ops 6 when it came out. And then I don't know if I got burnt out or it just wasn't engaging me enough, but I just could not keep up after the first, like, month or two. I just didn't want to go back to it. And I haven't went back to it since. As excited as I was and as much fun as I was having, I don't know if it's a fault of my own or the developer's fault for, like, not making it engaging enough, but I just didn't go back. And nothing has been urging me to go back to it. It's like the current Fortnite season, right? I'm like it's a love-hate relationship with me and Fortnite, to be honest. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, depending on, you know, what they're doing. But the season that started, the bug season, I guess everyone calls it, I was there before week 1 started. I was having fun, I was learning everything, I was testing out all the new weapons and stuff, and I was having a good time, genuinely. And then week 1 started, and again, I don't know if this is a fault of my own, and I got myself burnt out because I was doing it too much, too often, but the season just was not engaging me enough. Like, once I left, there was nothing really calling me back to it. I mean, we have Fortnitemares starting, which I might get into. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. It's not like Fortnite content really does good on the channel anyways. Never really has. Probably never really will. I don't hate Fortnite. I just don't personally like it every single month. You know? It's not something I can play 24/7. It's not something I want to play all the time. You know? So I need breaks. I got a lot of series going on all the time. We have the 12-year celebration going on right now, by the way, which I might just double down on that for a little bit, so we can get that fucking over with. Because it's going to turn into a fucking 13-year celebration if I fucking wait too long. Anyway. So, yeah, let's just... as always, if my videos are ever lagging, or the audio's cutting out, or the video's, like, you know, like skipping around, don't worry, that's not you, it's not your internet, it's not your device, it's literally my computer being slow and miserable. So, not much I can really do about that. The first 30 minutes is usually fine, but then my computer starts to fucking shit itself everywhere, so yeah, when that happens, don't worry, it's not you. Whenever I do notice it, I try not to talk, and I try not to really do much of anything, just so nothing is, like, really missed, but I just wanted to clarify that super quickly. Alright. Anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about that, you know? Good Mythical Morning style, let's fucking talk about that shit. Black Ops 7. The newest installment in the Call of Duty franchise. Is it amazing? It's Call of Duty. It's a Call of Duty game. That's really all I can really say about it. Call of Duty as a franchise kind of has this whole Pokemon thing going on. If you kind of know what I'm talking about there, Pokemon games have, like, been the same rinse and repeat formula for, like, such a long time. They didn't really start switching it up until recently, but it starts to get old after a while. I mean, like, the feeling is there, the music is good, like, the roster of, like, new Pokemon's always cool and whatnot, but it was always the same rinse and repeat formula. You catch Pokemon, you train them, you get them stronger, you defeat gyms, you know, to become the champion of the region as you go on this, like, big adventure across this entire region, which has always been a cool concept. But, you know, when you do that for the first time, it's cool. When you do that for the second time, you know, it gets kind of more boring, but, like, you learn more things that you can do as you progress. But once you start doing that, like, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, fucking, like, 15 times, it starts to get a little old. And what they had to do was switch things up and get creative. So they started introducing, like, gimmicks in every game, like Mega Evolution, you know, Z moves. I guess that was probably the worst one. That shit was not very good. Terrestrialization, I think, is the newest one. What was the Sword Shield? Gigantamaxing. You know, they released some sort of twist into the game to make it feel somewhat more fresh. You know, plus like new items, new ways to level up and evolve and whatnot, all that shit. So I find Call of Duty as a franchise is kind of falling victim to that sort of thing, where it's rinsing and repeating the same thing over and over and over with like a new coat of paint on it. And don't get me wrong, that is what video games are at the end of the day, you know? Like if you played the old God of War games on PS2, the first one and the second one are not that different. It's very much the same experience, just with like more stuff to do. And then the third one, again, more of the same, but like more stuff to do, you know? And I think Call of Duty is really hitting that point where they need to switch things up and add like gimmicks into the game. They've tried that, and people have hated them for it. Black Ops 3, I believe, was the last time they did jetpacks, unless Advanced Warfare came out after Black Ops 3. Which it probably did, because Black Ops 3 is fucking old, but it's the Call of Duty I played the most, so I'm biased towards Black Ops 3. It was the first Call of Duty I actually got into, and it's the one I played the most as during high school, because I loved it. Everything was fucking awesome, and it's the best Call of Duty in my opinion. From someone who really hasn't played all the other ones, to be honest. And then I went for like World War II Call of Duty, which came out, I don't even remember when, probably like 2018 or something like that. For more of like that classic Call of Duty feel, and I just like it was good, but I like Black Ops 3 because there was a lot more stuff you could do in it, like jetpacks, wall running, all that stuff. Operator abilities, I found that cool. I liked that, but a lot of the community does not like that. Gotta remember, Call of Duty's like fucking like 17 years old now or whatever. Almost 20 years old. World of War came out in like 2007, I think. So yeah, it's almost 20 years old as a franchise. So a lot of the audience is like in their 30s, 40s, most of the time, even though they started in their 20s, like a lot of us are today. So just do keep that in mind. The Call of Duty audience is relatively like older folk, in 30 to 40 range. Fathers, stuff like that, hardworking people usually, So I think that's why a lot of the fan base doesn't like when Call of Duty switches things up and they add new stuff like jetpacks or operator abilities. I think that's something they need to bring back, in my personal opinion, to make the game feel new and fresh and genuinely exciting. Because if you were to go into an open lobby with your microphone, and if you were to ask every person in the lobby, hey, what's something new that you enjoy? I guarantee you at least 99.999% of those people don't have anything to say, because there's like nothing really new at all. Like, again, at the end of the day, it's a Call of Duty experience. If you like that, go for it. If you want something new, not for you. But personally, I think they need to bring back like gimmicks and stuff like that to make the games feel more fresh, less rushed. So I feel like Treyarch's kind of taken a hit here a little bit, since they just had Black Ops 6, which isn't even done yet with Seasons, just to come out with another one. I feel like Activision's kind of pushing them too much, because Treyarch, back in the day, they were like the god tier Call of Duty experiences all the time. Anytime Treyarch announced that they're coming out with the next Call of Duty, everyone got excited. But that's because Treyarch would take like 3 to 4 years to come out with the next game, instead of just doing the Pokemon thing, where it's like, how many games can we get out as soon as possible? May that be 1 game a year or even 2 games a year. And I don't think that's what development should be about. It's cool that you can make that happen, don't get me wrong. If I was given a time limit and a budget being like, hey, get a game out in the next 365 days that is fully fleshed out, looks good, runs good, feels good, I probably couldn't do it. I mean, I'm just one person. Activision is a team, or Treyarch is a team of like hundreds of fucking people. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of like, you know, creation and coming out with like good products and you know good experiences as a content creator and also technically a business owner, I guess, but I haven't actually sold anything yet because we're not quite there. But regardless of that, you know, I have that mentality. You know, I had to please the people. You know, I had to make a product that's good for them and something that they want to engage with. You know, that's sort of just my mentality all the time. It's kind of just stuff I think about constantly, especially when it comes to making content. You know, I'm always thinking about content, dude. It's crazy. It's probably the reason why I'm always just mentally exhausted all the time, because I just cannot stop thinking about content all the time. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, dude, I'm thinking about content just all the fucking time. Hate me if you want to, but it's what I live for at the end of the day. So, you know, thinking about it doesn't make me like fucking anxious or anything. I get excited. Every thought I have, I get excited. You know, when I was making the Game Pass video talking about Xbox and how they're fucking people over, I was excited to make that video. Realistically, like I was excited to talk about this stuff. I'm excited for like the 12-year celebration. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. So yeah, I feel like, you know, they need to switch things up a little bit. When we're talking about like the weapons, a lot of the weapons do feel good. I used a good amount of them. Again, I'm not max level right now, and I think today's the last day of the beta. I'm not too sure, and quite honestly, I'm not too worried about it either. Trying to become max level, aside from, I guess, beta rewards I could get. But you know, a lot of the weapons do feel good. I wish they would let you see stats more. Sorry, I'm looking at my settings to see if this actually exists somewhere. But I don't see anything. I wish they would give us more stats, because a lot of these stats can be misleading sometimes. Like, this gun looks like it's good, and then this one looks like it's worse. And then this one looks like it's also worse than the first one. So then it's like, why would you ever want to use these other two if this one looks like it has better stats? Obviously, you know, maybe it has different upgrades and stuff. This controller fucking problem is going to become an issue. I might have to buy a new cable soon before this fucking pisses me off. But, you know, a lot of the guns, they feel good. Like, just straight up, they feel good. The shotgun's pretty overpowered right now. Even the LMG feels good. I haven't used a marksman rifle, and I usually never do, to be honest, unless I'm camo grinding. And even the snipers feel pretty damn good, too. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been able to really snipe in a Call of Duty since, like, Black Ops 3, using my Locust. Great sniper, by the way, fucking love that shit. I just can't stand, like, default sniper scopes. It's just way too fucking zoomed in for me. If it's like Warzone or something, I guess, you know, like, it's good, but when you're playing just a regular Call of Duty map where everyone's condensed in, like, a small area, I don't like having just a 12 fucking times zoom on my scope, because there's, like, really no fucking point in doing that. But the guns feel good. If you're someone that likes to camo grind, I feel like it's going to be fun. I like to camo grind. I just don't know if I'm going to be getting this at release next month. I'll be honest, probably not. I might get it in the future, don't get me wrong, but we just have so much series to get through right now. Wild cards are here as well. These are good. You know, I've always liked these. I don't know why you'd use anything else other than gun fighter, which allows you to have basically all of the attachments on a gun. This is something I don't like about recent Call of Duties, if I'm being honest, is the whole number of attachments you can have. I don't know if this was in Black Ops 3. I feel like it wasn't for some reason, but like maybe it was. I just hate having the limit. I think by default it's 5. So you can only have 5 attachments on your gun. I hate that. I really do. So I like having overkill on, or whatever they call it in this one. Something fighter, overfighter, I don't know. But I like having that because you can have 8 attachments instead of 5. which for most guns, that just leaves 1, maybe 2 spots open. And realistically, you can kind of pick and choose what you want. Do you need a laser? Usually not. Do you need like bullet velocity? Usually you don't. So like, you know, a lot of attachments you just don't really need anyways. While the secondaries were decent, I really do like the rocket launcher. It shoots like a laser beam instead of a traditional rocket, which I think is kind of cool. That's unique. I don't think I've ever really seen that before. So that's cool. And there was a bug where you're able to like rapid fire it a little bit that I did last time we played, I think. I don't know how I triggered that to happen, by the way, but... And I have not used the automatic pistol, but it does pretty damn good high damage. I don't like just the basic pistol. I think it kind of fucking sucks, to be honest. They always kind of suck. This is the basic knife that you get at release. I think it's cool that it's not just your traditional knife that we're used to all the time, because every fucking Call of Duty just gives you a knife all the time. So I think it's cool that they kind of switch it up with this like electric, deadly high voltage like melee weapon, kind of like an electric baton, but like enough voltage to fucking kill someone, I guess. So I think that's cool, and it looks like it kind of pops out. Because it looks like it has a cap there. I can't rotate it or anything to like zoom in on it, but it looks like it has a little cap, so it looks like the blade actually just like pops out of it. So I think that's cool that they switch it up from just your traditional knife. It would be cool if they added some stuff to these, because it says you can level them up to level 30, but why would you do that if you don't get anything other than just completion, I guess? So the fact they switch it up, I think that's cool. A lot of the field upgrades are more of the same as always. The drone pod is the newest one, I believe, and it just kind of shoots out drones that do like low damage, but it's good if you like get someone down to like half health, but they go behind a corner. But if you place this down, the drones will track them and then do the rest of the damage for you if they don't have like a stim stick, whatever the fuck. I think it's just called a stim to heal yourself. So it's good in terms of like finishing the kill, or if you're in like domination, you know. If you're in like search and destroy or something, it can also be good because it'll like go towards the enemy, so you can kind of like predict where they're going to be. I can't realistically show that right now because I don't know how I would do that, but and again, everything else is more the same. They brought back like invisibility for a short duration. I think that's kind of cool, I guess. If you like being sneaky, I guess. I don't know. Don't even know what this is. Have we seen this before? Squad link? Don't know. Anyway, I think those are cool. And the coolest thing is this whole overclock ability that they added, which was fucking much needed, to be honest. This is the best thing they've done so far for this. So when you use like your equipment, you know, abilities, grenades, whatever, you actually have 2 perks you can basically choose from. So like for this one, you have like a faster charge time, or you can add additional score on kills to, you know, bring your score streak up even faster. So I think that's really good. You can only have one on at a time, so you got to pick and choose which ones you want. But I think I think this change was much needed. It's fucking awesome. They can sort of customize your loadout more with, you know, your upgrade, your field upgrades, your tactical, and your lethals. I just feel like that's just a much needed thing, and I'm glad they brought that out, to be honest. Some people might not even know this exists, but the fact they brought it out, I think it's awesome, and I hope we see more of this sort of thing in like future Call of Duty games, because this again was just much needed. Gives a little fresh taste to things. Perks are here as always. More of the same as always as well. You know, if you know how the perk system works, I don't really need to tell you how it works, to be honest. But yeah, it's more of the same. you know, just kind of pick and choose what you want. Now, in recent Call of Duties, they added these sort of combat specialties, and I think this one adds 3 more with the hybrids, because I don't think Black Ops 6 had that. But these are something new that they brought out with your perk system. So if you have 3 of the same color of perk, you know, red, blue, green, then you have an ability you can get. So like red is Enforcer. After each kill, gain a buff to movement speed and health regen speed for a short time. You know, I feel like that's cool. And I think it's even cooler that they added hybrids. So now you can have like red and green or blue and red or whatever, you know. So I think that's cool that they brought those out as well. You can see those there if you want to pause those and read those. I'm not going to go into details about that. There's videos for that if you want to look into it. But I think that's really awesome that there's now 6 different combat specialties that you can choose from. And these kind of basically replace like your operator abilities, basically. So I think that's awesome. And I think it's even more awesome that they allow us to mix and match. So in terms of that, fucking awesome. Operator selection, fucking more the same. The UI is also more the same, by the way. I think that's like my biggest gripe with the recent Call of Duty is the fucking AI, or the fucking UI, rather. It just looks always the fucking same all the time, dude. I don't like it. It's the way they want to do things, so it's whatever. Progression. Let's talk about progression. Leveling up, kind of slow, I'll be honest. It is the beta, so it kind of makes sense. I hope they kind of tweak that a little bit. Leveling up is just kind of slow. Even in zombies, it's just kind of slow. Leveling up your weapons is fucking slow. You know? It shouldn't have to take, like, 8 hours to level up your weapon to, like, max level, you know? No one, literally fucking no one has time for that shit. You know? If it's, like, I don't know, let's say, like, 10 matches, but you're getting, like, 40-plus kills a match, or realistically, like, 30-plus kills a match, then, you know, I feel like it's more of like a realistic margin to be able to do that. So, we'll see what happens there, but in terms of leveling, it's just kind of slow. I do think the way they set it up is good, you know, I think the perks you get are good, I think the weapons you get are good. They need to not do this, though, where they just give you zombies stuff and not multiplayer stuff. They need to not do that. I think this might be the only level where they do that, I could be wrong. But some people just don't play zombies at all, and that's just basically a level that they have no use for at that point. So, I hope they switch that up, if they do. Because I just feel like a lot of people aren't really going to care. You know? Like, if you tell someone at level 5 you get, like, the cryo-freeze ammo mod for zombies, and they're not a zombies fan, they're going to be like, okay, why would I bother getting to level 6? I think I said level 5 by accident, but yeah, you know, you get the point. They need to not do that. But, you know, I feel like the weapons you get are good, the items you get are good, the perks you get are good. I feel like the score streaks could be tweaked just a little bit when it comes to the progression system. But I honestly, because getting the Gravemaker, a sniper rifle that lets you shoot through fucking walls, no matter how far away you are, and it just one-shots everyone, I don't think that's a good thing to get at level 16. It's cool to have it, but I feel like it should be higher, just based on its uses. Sorry, video's dying a little bit. But yeah, progression, more the same. There's not much I can really say about it other than just, you know, tweak it a little bit, I guess. Not much to really say about that. Customization, again, more of the same. You can choose, you know, your showcase calling cards. You can show your favorite operator. First, I don't know if this is going to be in the normal game. Oh, they fixed it. Never mind. Okay, so it was a bug. I was going to say that the characters don't change, or they keep changing. Okay, how do I fucking explain this? When I have someone with a skin, I don't know how to say this without being fucking weird. When I have an operator outfit, I guess is a better way to say that, right? Like this one is the Beta Maverick outfit. For some reason, it just goes back to default whenever I come back into it. So I think that's a bug, but I hope they get rid of that because that's really annoying if I have to keep switching all the time. because they brought back, or for the first time rather, they brought in the ability to click random. I don't know if this has been in Call of Duties outside of the Black Ops games. Inform me if it has. I don't actually know, but this is something I like. Being a Fortnite player, you know, I like being able to show all my different outfits and all my different loadouts and stuff like that. So having the ability to click on random, I like that because I don't like having the same character over and over and over and over again. It just gets really fucking repetitive. The voice lines just never fucking feel fresh or anything. So I like having the ability to click random. My controller needs to stop fucking doing that. Sorry, again, I explained that at the start of the video. Anyway, but yeah, this whole thing where they just go back to default, I'm not sure what that's about. Don't enjoy that too much. That's more of a personal preference thing, I guess. But yeah, you know, emblems, they're emblems. Not much to say about it. I couldn't tell you if they're AI generated or not. It's hard to tell sometimes. I don't want to get into that whole conversation. You can have a clan tag, as always. Again, more of the same shit that you already know. If for some reason you didn't know, then now you know. Emotes are still here. They're cool, I guess. Sprays exist. I don't even feel like these are necessary. It's really hard to even use a spray in a match, to be honest, because you have to hold down the emote button and then go over to your sprays, while still holding that down, by the way, and then pressing on the one you want. So I just find it's kind of just unnecessary to have sprays in Call of Duty, to be honest. Don't really see a use for that. You can randomize your loading screen. Again, also much needed. Not that you see your loading screen as much. Can't talk about the store because it doesn't exist right now. But yeah, multiplayer on its own, it's good. You know, I feel like the maps are decent. The ability to like run on walls, jump off walls and stuff, I feel like that's good because it reminds me of Black Ops 3. Not everyone likes that as much, but I do because it feels like I know there's more stuff going on all the time. So I like the ability to do that. It's gonna be fun with like snipers. You know, if you're like up top, and you like run off a roof onto like a wall, and then you like jump off, aim your sniper. You know, those are gonna be cool. You know, shots to hit. Is it revolutionary? No, not at all. not in the slightest. They've done it before. They'll do it again, basically, kind of shit. But it's been a while since we've been able to get our boots off of the ground, because the Call of Duty fan base just loves it when they can't even fucking jump, like it's fucking Rainbow Six Siege for some reason. I don't know why y'all love that so much. I fucking personally hate it myself, but that's why I'm a Black Ops fan, because it was supposed to be more futuristic compared to the other Call of Duties and whatnot. And Modern Warfare was supposed to be modern and all that jazz. But multiplayer, in in the final package of things, if you like Call of Duty again, it's good. If you want something fresh and new and like exciting, then there's nothing really too crazy here for you. It's more Call of Duty. At the end of the day, right now, it's just another Call of Duty experience. You know, there's nothing really fresh and cool and exciting. It's just more of the same thing. But again, if you like that, you're gonna have a good time. If you don't like that, you're not gonna have a good time. That's just a very simplification of it. I think the time to kill is a little too high. Or low. I don't know which one it would be. But I feel like you kill people way too quickly. In like 3 bullets, someone's fucking dead with like a pistol and whatnot. I feel like that's way too fast. If you hit them in the head, yeah, I guess. But like, I mean, realistically, a lot of people survive fucking like 3 bullets from a pistol without body armor, you know? So, I just feel like the time to kill needs to be just a little higher, give us like a little more health or something. Because you shouldn't be able to feel like you're just insta-killing everyone with no matter what you're using, You should have to be able to like track your target a little bit. Instead of just, here's 2 bullets in your fucking leg and now you're dead. That just doesn't make much sense to me. But Call of Duty has never really been about the realism, I guess, if you want to call it that. Because Call of Duty, as a franchise, is a very fast-paced shooter game. You know, you get on, you run around, you shoot the other team, you die a few times. You know, that's what Call of Duty is about. It's about just running around, being cool, being fast. You know, it's just high-octane shooter game, basically. There's really no other way to say that versus, like, Counter-Strike, which is, well, it's got gambling, but we'll put that aside. But Counter-Strike is more, like, strategic and slow, and you can't just, like, rush into the enemy side and, like, take out the entire team. You could if you're good enough, maybe, but chances are the enemy team is not going to let you do that. So, if you're into, like, the whole realism and, like, you know, not rushing everything, then Call of Duty just is not the franchise for you at the end of the day, you know? You might enjoy something more along the lines of, like, Battlefield, or Counter-Strike, or whatever it may be, but I feel like Call of Duty and Battlefield just cannot, no matter what, they just cannot be compared with each other. You know? Like, Call of Duty's fast-paced. Battlefield is not fast-paced. They play very differently. The guns are still guns at the end of the day. Guns are guns. It's really the only comparison you could make with those two. So, anyone that's being like Call of Duty's worse than Battlefield or whatever, like I stopped playing Call of Duty to go to Battlefield or whatever, legitimately just don't listen to those people because they're giving like the wrong. I can't say that. No opinion's wrong. Okay, I can't just say that like that, but you can't compare, you know, apples to peaches kind of thing. You know, they're not the same thing. They're very two distinct video games franchises. You know, there's like no similarities at all, other than the fact you have a gun and you're running around killing people. That's the only thing you can compare it to. But you know, Battlefield, it's slower, it's a lot more open. There's more destruction. You can drive vehicles. You know, it's more of your traditional like war shooting experience. While Call of Duty is more like arcade style, like fast paced, you know, get the best score kind of thing. You know, so don't compare Battlefield to Call of Duty. I just feel like that judgment just can't be made like that. Are Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7 good games, just in general? Yeah, they both look good, but again, they're two very different experiences, right? You can't just compare a fast-paced shooting game to a slow-paced strategic game, even though they're both shooters. So, you know, hate me if you want to for that, but a lot of people are making that comparison, and I just want to make it clear that they're just not the same thing. Alright? And I never even played a Battlefield game before. I don't like Battlefield. It's not my style. I don't like it. It's too open, it's too slow. I feel like anytime I tried to play one, I would just be running for like 10 minutes just to fucking die before I even see someone I'm trying to kill. So, I just personally don't like Battlefield games. That's just me. I like it was like, you know, 6v6 type of stuff. You're in like a, you know, condensed map. Like Rainbow Six Siege, you know, it's like round-based. And, I like that. Where you have to like think a little bit, you know? Pick your routes and all that stuff. With the 3 lanes and all that jazz. Everyone should know how that stuff works now. That's been in games for fucking since I was born, probably. To be honest, so everyone should know that. But yeah, for anyone who wanted like the multiplayer opinion, again, it's just more Call of Duty. You know, if you want something fresh and exciting, this ain't it. There's nothing really fresh and exciting here, to be honest. Other than the fact you can add perks, you can add upgrades to your equipment after you level them up. I think that's cool. That was much needed. And they added some, like, you know, new specialty abilities that you can add with your perks, because you can mix and match. I feel like that's really good, too. But other than that, there's nothing new going on. It's just Call of Duty again, so if you like Call of Duty, it's good. If you want something fresh and exciting, save your money, okay? Get something else. Alright, this isn't going to be the year for you. Just wait for the next one. See what happens. You know, fucking save your money at the end of the day. But yeah, that's going to be my opinion on the multiplayer side of things. It's good. It plays well. The guns feel good. You die really fast. The score streaks are good. All the abilities are good. Yeah, everything's good. But again, it is just another Call of Duty. So don't get too crazy about it. You know, if you're someone who's like, oh no, I'm so heartbroken that I don't have the money to get this game next month, don't even stress about it, bro. Honestly, unless you just really like Treyarch, Black Ops games, I guess, then maybe, you know, save up some money or something, but for most people, don't even fucking worry about it, dude. It's just another Call of Duty. If you're fiending for Call of Duty, just go back to one of the ones you already own anyways. Aside from, like, the modded ones, like Black Ops 2 and stuff, maybe don't go to those ones. But, you know, if you want a Call of Duty experience and you can't buy the newest one that's coming out, then just play one of the ones you already have. It's going to be the same thing, so. Now we need to talk about zombies before we close things off here. Zombies is back, as always. I actually just recently started getting into Call of Duty Zombies with Modern Warfare 3, I think? I'm not too sure. But they kind of switch things up a little bit. There's like more open and whatnot, and I like that. And I enjoyed the Black Ops 6 Zombies a lot. I only played the first 3 maps, though, which was Liberty Falls, the island, and then the one with the swords. Those are the only maps I played in Black Ops 6, because, again, yeah, after the first, like, month or two, there was nothing calling me back to it, you know? I'm not gonna slave away at something I'm not just enjoying all the time, so, you know. Call it what it is, I guess, but again, it's more zombies. There's nothing really new going on. They have a new ammo mod, which is cool. They do have some new enemies, which was much fucking needed, by the way, because they keep... I know it's a new storyline, and like the Dark Ether is like different than the regular storyline was, and whatever, but I found a lot of the enemies were just the exact same thing, just with different names, which is how the new storyline works, but I just feel like they need to add more to it. Because the enemies are just... they were always just the same. The past, like, fucking, like, 4 or 5 years, basically. There's just always been the same fucking shit. And I just did not care for that too much. So I'm glad they're switching things up a little bit, you know? They have a new enemy called the Ravager, and I'm sure every map's enemy. They have the Ravager, which very much reminds me of, like, a Skinwalker, which is actually genuinely terrifying. These enemies are actually, like, scary, versus just regular zombies and whatnot. They're not that scary. It's whatever. But these enemies, they genuinely are scary. You know, they get your heart racing a little bit. They're very fast. They do decent damage, especially when they all, like, group up together. If you get surrounded by, like, 5 of these fucking things, you're basically dead. You can't outrun them. I mean, you can. Like, they're not going to catch up to you if you have, you know, maximum speed and whatever, but the new Ravagers are just... they're always, like, 2 feet behind you, no matter how fast you're running. The second you turn around, you're going to start getting hit by them. And I think that's cool. Keeps you on the edge, gets your heart rate going. And again, they're just genuinely kind of scary because they remind me of Skinwalkers. And Skinwalkers are fucking terrifying. So, yeah, those enemies are cool. And I think they also eat your loot, which is kind of a way to exploit them a little bit, in case you want to, like, not die to them for some reason if you're, like, having a hard time killing them. But they do eat your loot. So, if you have, like, 6 armor plates on the ground or something, then they're gonna go eat those armor plates, essentially. So you can't just, like, you can't just farm, like, a pile of items anymore, because once the Ravagers come around, they're just gonna take them all from you, basically. So, is that a good change? I mean, yeah, I guess. It makes it a little harder, because you can't just keep, like, you know, pile of all this equipment on the ground all the time. It means you kind of have to pick and choose, you know? Do I need to pick up these grenades now? Because if I don't pick them up now, they might get eaten later, kind of thing. So, in terms of that, I think the Ravager's cool. Again, keeps you on your edge, and they're genuinely terrifying. So, yeah. And then they have a new, like, boss type of enemy. No, mini boss, I guess. What do they even call them? I don't even know what they call them. But, yeah, they have a new, like, mini boss, which is a fucking bear. I think that's cool, too. I don't think we've seen that before. Maybe we have. I don't know. Again, I've really only played Black Ops 3 back in the day, back in, like, fucking 2017. Long time ago. God, it's almost been 10 years since I've gotten into, like, a Call of Duty. Like, just, I don't want to say full time, because it wasn't, but we were playing like 3-4 times a week, usually, back in 2017. But yeah, I think the new bear zombie is awesome. I think he has a little too much health, with, like, you know, if you're, like, unpack-a-punched, or if you're, like, just pack-a-punch 1, even pack-a-punch 2 feels just kind of slow. It does have weak spots, you know? If you take off, like, some of its, like, cyst growths that are happening, then, like, it'll, like, go into, like, an animation where it's, like, gets all pissed. It goes on 2 legs, then you can, like, shoot his stomach or whatever, I guess. But in terms of new enemies and zombies, I feel like they're good. So far, this is just one map. This isn't even the full map. This is a section of the full map that's coming out on release, by the way. The biggest map ever. So, if you're someone that likes Call of Duty zombies, specifically Black Ops zombies, I feel like this is good. To be honest, I feel like this is a good experience in the zombies land of things versus multiplayer. It doesn't feel like anything too crazy. Like, it is still zombies at the end of the day, but I feel like it feels just slightly more fresh. Not fresh enough to, like, want to grind it all the time, but in terms of zombies experience in Call of Duty, it's decent, it's good, plays well. All the movement that you have in multiplayer is still around in zombies as well. So you can, you know, like, jump off, like, you know, light poles and stuff like that, and, like, you know, jump around a little bit like that, hop around. Parkour, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So I think that's cool as well. You can do some pretty sick stuff like that. Like in the small map, you can go like these hay bales, and then you can run, jump. There's like a light pole. You can jump off of that, and then when you jump off of that, you can, like, throw a grenade on the horde of zombies below you, which I think is cool. So yeah, that feels good. That's definitely a fresh feeling for zombies. The loadouts are more of the same. The field upgrades, I don't really know what to say about these, to be honest. It's more of the same fucking shit as always. Like, Dark Flyer is still, like, just one of the best ones. It's the first one you have, so, like, why use anything else? Toxic Growth. This summons thorns in front of you, which I think is from Cold War. I could be wrong, but I think it's from Cold War. Kinda sucks. It slows them down, which is cool, I guess, but I think, like, the size of it, very tiny. It's good if you're, like, blocking off edges, I guess, and it also doesn't hurt you if you go through it. But in terms of, like, if you were like, excited to use this, it's just, I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion. It doesn't have the damage potential. It's more of just slowing them down than anything. So, not much to say about that one. All the tacticals and whatnot are all the same. You can use the point turret in zombies, which I think is also cool. This basically shoots for you. It can get damaged very quickly. Usually by Ravagers will just run up to it and, like, destroy it, but it is pretty good damage. And you can place down 2 of them at a time, because you can hold 2 of them at a time, so I think that's cool. And, what are these even called again? Gobble gums? Yeah, so the gums you can get in zombies that give you, like, your special abilities and whatnot. Again, more of the same thing. I can't tell you which of these are, like, really new and which ones aren't. Other than, no, I don't think all these are new. I feel like all these are all just from Black Ops 6. I could be wrong, but, you know, these are good to get. It takes a while to actually unlock these in Zombies match. It takes a while. I feel like it should be every, like, 10 rounds you should unlock, like, 1 to 3 gums or something like that. Or every 15 rounds even, I don't know, but again, more of the same. If you enjoy doing that. I don't really use these too often, if I'm being honest. That's why I still have all of my my beta gums and shit. I don't use them a lot. Unless I'm specifically going for like a high round game, then I'll like pick and choose stuff, but usually I'm just camos, so I don't really use those that often. Operators, again, still the same. We do have the crew from Black Ops 6 coming over to Black Ops 7 because the story is just genuinely continuing. I think the storyline is getting kind of cool too. There's a lot of like cool things going on. So I think basically the way the story works now is the crew that was in Black Ops 6. No, so what I understand is this godlike entity within the dark ether. I'm just gonna call him Satan, I guess. Satan himself was basically testing this group of like 4 people. You know, getting them like abilities, seeing like what they're capable of, if they can like kill giant creatures and whatever. And then this giant godlike figure is basically transporting them into back into the past, but like an alternate version of the past, where the dark ether has now taken over. Because we're going back into the past when it was just the ether, I think it was called, was the original storyline. Now we have the dark ether, because it's different. Multiverse kind of shit is fucking confusing, it always is, but in terms of storyline, I feel like it's good. It's getting cool. It's cool that we're going back into the past, but like alternate reality stuff to see like what happened if the dark ether were to take over in the past. So I think that's cool that they're doing that, giving a little spin on that. That's nothing new though. Going back in time to relive shit you've already done before, that's nothing new. So, you know, there's nothing too crazy there. Progression, customization, all the same, and the story is all the same. And yeah, again, they have like a new ammo mod, which is the rockets. So basically, like the zombie's head will explode, and then like fireworks will like come out of it. And I think there's like 4 of them, and then they target the other zombies surrounding that one. And I think it's a one-shot kill on just basic zombies, maybe even armored zombies. I don't know. It's cool. Nothing to get too crazy about though, because there's all the other ammo mods anyways. But in terms of adding new stuff, it's cool. It looks cool. It's nothing too crazy, but it's cool. I like it. And then they added a new perk as well, and I think it's called Wisp T, I think, in zombies, where it'll summon like this little ghost dude that like follows you around, and it does very low damage. This thing is hardly killing anything. I think it's pretty fucking useless, to be honest. That shit just kinda sucks. Unless you have an insta-kill power-up, then it's actually kinda good, because it just plows through everything around you, and I think it's good. But other than that, it's kinda useless, just kinda like the Thorns ability that you can have instead of like Dark Flare. I feel like it's kinda useless. It doesn't do much at all. You know, it just does very low damage continuously to like one person, and then it'll like go on to the person after that person dies. It's not that good. But if you have insta-kill, it's pretty cool. You know, just kind of plows through everything. I think that's awesome. Without insta-kill, I think it's kind of useless. And I think that's really all I can talk about when it comes to the Black Ops 7 beta. And my opinions and my thoughts and my experiences with Call of Duty. And for those of you that, for some reason, skipped to the end of this video for whatever reason, I'm just going to summarize it again as quick as I can. If you're looking for a fresh feeling experience, something cool and exciting, and something we haven't seen before, this isn't the game for you. Don't stress about it. Save your money. Get something else. You know, it's just more Call of Duty. But if you like Call of Duty, you like getting camos, you like zombies, you like multiplayer, you know, you like all the different guns and whatever, then it's good. As a Call of Duty experience as a whole, it is good. Okay? Gameplay's good, the guns are good, movement's good, the maps are good. Like, everything is there to be good. But at the end of the day, it is just another Call of Duty. Okay? There's nothing really cool and exciting happening. It's just another Call of Duty. So, yeah, that's really all I can really say about it that I can think of. I don't want to go into details about, like, stats and all that jazz, and flinch resistance and all that whatever that you guys probably aren't going to care about anyways. But yeah, that's kind of my final thoughts on this. If you're thinking about picking Black Ops 7 up in November, November like 20th, I think, or something, I don't know, close to the end of November, early December type of zone. You know, if you're someone that likes Call of Duty, I get it, I guess, if you finished whatever you're doing in the Call of Duty that you're already playing anyways. If you're someone that likes Call of Duty but you don't have the money for this specific version of Call of Duty, don't worry about it, okay? If you're itching for that Call of Duty feeling, just go play one of the other ones you have. It's no big deal. It's gonna be the exact same experience at the end of the day. You know, you might be moving a little slower and you can't jump off walls or whatever, but it's still Call of Duty. You still get to scratch that itch no matter what, so, you know, don't stress about it too much if you're not able to pick this up in November. I don't think it's worth really stressing about, to be honest. It is just more Call of Duty. So, again, if you're a fan of Call of Duty, you'll like it. If you're not really much of a fan, you might like it as well, to be honest, because it does remind me of Black Ops 3. And Black Ops 3, in my opinion, is just the blessed Black Ops 3 experience. Or, the blessed Black Ops 3. The blessed Black Ops Call of Duty game that you can get. I'm a little biased when it comes to Black Ops 3 again, just because it's the only Call of Duty I've really had time on growing up. Back in high school, back in like 2017. And it was the first Call of Duty I actually got into. Because, you know, I tried to do like Black Ops 2 as a kid, and the zombies just gave me like literal nightmares, because I'm like fucking like 11, 12 years old. And I shouldn't have showed myself that shit as a kid. That shit sucked, and probably traumatized me till the day I die. So, that's cool. But yeah, this is my genuine rundown of Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Giving my opinion, because I feel like a lot of people are biased right now. You know? A lot of people are comparing Call of Duty to Battlefield, which again, I just feel like is not a comparison anyone should be making. They're very two different experiences, no matter what the fuck you want to think. Call of Duty's fast-paced, Battlefield is slow-paced. There's more strategy used in Battlefield. Call of Duty is a lot more like, you know, chaining kills and looking cool and whatnot. So, I just feel like you can't compare apples to peaches type of shit going on. So, I just wanted to give my opinion on the whole thing. Just because, you know, I like Call of Duty, but I also don't buy every single Call of Duty. Like, if I don't have the money for this in November, and I'm not gonna worry about it. I ain't gonna worry about it. If I'm able to buy it like 3 months down the line, sure, I guess, but I just know that another Call of Duty is gonna come out within 12 months anyways, so, like, just don't even fucking worry about it, man. You know, if you have the money, go for it, but if you don't, just don't worry about it, man. There's a lot of other shit out there you can get nowadays. You know, the past, like, year or two has been pretty decent for gaming. After being stale for, like, 7 years. They're starting to get back into it, you know? Everyone's just kind of realizing now that it's not just about the money all the time. And some companies like EA and Blizzard, who makes Fallout. Uh-oh. I forget their name, that's how bad it is right now. But, you know, companies like that, they're kind of still in this mindset where, like, the money is the most important thing. And from a business standpoint, yes, you know, you're nothing without money. Your investors will be fucking pissed if you don't make like 100 fuck, you know, like that, you know, at the end of the day, it is about the money, but I feel like a lot of the older companies that used to be like the champions of the gaming world have just kind of fallen victim to just wanting to get as much money as possible out of you and to not give you a product that's really worthy of your money or your time. You know? People were excited for fucking Starfield. That shit didn't last long at all. People played that game for like 3 hours and then just never played it again. Myself included. I was excited for that. I love space. I love traveling around space. That game sucked. So much. It sucked ass. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even get into like the cool abilities you can unlock because that just fucking sucked. But, you know, bad games are allowed to exist. It happens. Okay? No one's perfect. No company's perfect. No developer's perfect. No one's fucking perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Your fucking mother isn't perfect. Okay? Nobody is perfect. Alright? Cut them a little bit of slack when it comes to that. But at the same time, don't keep giving them your money if you don't like it. Okay? Don't be that guy who's like, I hate this, but I'm still gonna spend money on it. Don't fucking do that. Okay? You're just enabling them to keep doing it. So don't do that. Just straight up. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Okay? At the end of the day, show them what you want and show them that you're capable of not just giving them your money all the time. Okay? Don't fucking do it. If you really like it, buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Don't buy it to fucking hate on it, okay? This is something people need to do more often. And I don't get why they don't. But that's the only way a big fucking corporation like this is going to fucking listen to any of us. Is if you stop fucking buying their shit. If you keep giving them $100 million a year, they're not gonna listen to you at all. They can be like, oh, they keep paying us. They fucking love it. They're not gonna care what the fuck you have complaints about. They don't give a shit. But if they make like $50 million in a year, they're gonna start listening because they're like, whoa, what's happening? Where did all our money go? And then they start listening to you and your opinions and your thoughts and your complaints. Then they start listening. And then they're like, oh, you don't like that? Would you like it more if we got rid of that? Would you pay us if we got rid of that? Kind of thing, you know? So, and this is something as a community, as like, you know, if you enjoy video games and stuff, this is something we just need to start doing with companies, okay? People did it for Pokemon Go, right? Back when like COVID started or whatever. I don't remember the exact reason, but the company did something everyone disagreed with because they said it was supposed to be a certain way, and then they came out with it, and it was just not the way it was supposed to be. With whatever feature it was. I think it was the raid passes or something. I could be wrong, but the entire community was in agreement that this feature sucked. We were lied to, and they were disappointed in the company itself for what they were doing. You know? And what did the entire community do as a whole? They all agreed, let's just not spend our money for like a week or two, maybe like a month. Let's just not spend our money on these raid passes or new outfits or whatever the fuck is in Pokemon Go nowadays. And that's what they did, dude. Millions of people gathered together and just agreed to just not spend money on the game for just a couple weeks. For just a couple weeks. Most people can't even spend money every fucking week on a fucking game as it is. Alright, let's just be fucking realistic about that. And what happened? Well, the developers, the business, the people that created the game, they were forced to listen. Because they were like, holy shit, where the fuck's our money? What's happening? Why aren't we getting money? Where's the money? We need money. And then they started listening. And then they were like, oh, you don't like what we did? Then we're gonna fix it. And sure enough, they fixed it. It took them fucking months to fix it, don't get me wrong. It took a very long time, but eventually the company did listen to the community. But they weren't going to listen if people kept giving them money. So, if you're mad at companies like EA for just taking your money all the fucking time for shit that doesn't even fucking matter, if you're mad at like Microsoft for raising the prices of Game Pass and adding fucking features that no one asked for, then, again, the best way to make a company listen to you is to just stop fucking buying their shit. I don't know why that's so hard for people to do, but just stop buying their shit. If you want them to listen, stop fucking giving them money, dude. It's the only way they're gonna listen. You think companies like this don't get like fucking like 30 death threats in their emails like every fucking like 10 hours? Of course they do. Companies deal with more shit than you could ever fucking think of, bro. And they still don't care. So, at the end of the day, if you want a company to listen to you, start getting them fucking money, okay? You know? Just stop fueling their bullshit, basically. You know? Stop encouraging them to keep giving us shitty products that no one asked for. Just don't do it. Just don't buy it. Just don't do it. Some people are always gonna buy it just because, you know, they want to check it out for themselves, but at the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't fucking buy it, dude. Just don't do it. Just don't fucking do it, okay? Anyway, yeah, I given all my opinions that I could think of. Multiplayer, we talked about zombies, we talked about all the perks, we talked about all the changes, very small list of changes. We talked about the weapons, we talked about loadouts, we talked about everything, so, yeah. At the end of the day, it's another Call of Duty experience. So, if you like that, then get it. If you don't get it. That's as simple as I can fucking make it for you. Alright? Again, it's important to form your own opinion as a human being. Don't just listen to 10 different people giving their opinion. Form your own. Okay? No one knows what you want at the end of the day. You are your own person. I cannot tell you what 100 different people want. Okay? I might be able to, like, hand pick, like, you know, 3 or 4 on what they want, but I can't make that decision for everyone. Okay? Form your own opinion. You know, jump into the beta. It's free right now if you have the fucking space for it. The gigabytes are massive, by the way. That's why I have deleted everything just to be able to play the beta. But, as always, just please form your own opinion about something. Okay? Don't just listen to 10 other people on what they have to say. Don't just listen to, like, everyone talking shit about it. You know? Form your own opinion. Maybe play it yourself. Check out the betas. You know? Or if you can't play it yourself, check out videos like mine where there's just no commentary happening. Or someone's just, like, having fun or whatever. And just form your own opinion, okay? Because I can't tell you what to think. I can just tell you my experiences. And it's very important that you as people form your own opinions as well. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say about it. Don't listen to all the hate, but also don't listen to everyone that's praising this to be like the best thing ever. Okay? It's in the middle. It's not amazing, and it's not the worst. It's good. It's just another Call of Duty. So, yeah, form your own opinion. If you have your own opinion, let me know in the comments down below. Again, no opinion is wrong. Everyone feels differently. You know, everyone thinks differently. So, you know, feel free to share your opinions down below for other people to check out as well. And yeah, that's all I could talk about. Hope you enjoyed. If you're watching on YouTube, please drop a like and subscribe. And yeah, just share your opinions in the comments down below. And if you are watching on Kick, just follow and subscribe as well. And yeah, we'll probably continue the 12-year celebration here shortly, I would imagine. Because this was just supposed to be a short video I was supposed to make yesterday, but again, shit happened, so yeah. That's all I really gotta say about it. And yeah, I just, you know, I hope you respect my opinion on everything, as I'm not biased at all, you know? And I just don't compare this to Battlefield, because those are 2 different games. Those are like my 2 requests of you. At the end of the day, you know? They're not the same experience. So, if you see anyone being like, oh, Battlefield is better than Call of Duty or whatever, cool. But what if you don't like Battlefield? Then what's the point? You know? So, again, form your own opinions, do whatever, but just don't watch those people that are comparing apples to peaches. Alright? Not worth your time. It's not worth getting fucking like mad over it. It's just not worth it. So, yeah, anyway, that's all I gotta say. And, yeah, I'll see you on the next one.